I would love for you all to meet Monar. She is an artist from Monterrey, Mexico, and I will let her tell her own story a little bit. But maybe I think you need to be a little louder. So let's move you up a little bit volume wise. So welcome to the show, to the first episode of ILBC, and maybe you can start by just telling us a little bit about your musical story. And you know, I know you from where you are, but how did you get there?
Yes, hello Alicia, hello everybody. Thanks for being here tonight. Yes, of course, I would love to talk about my story. Thanks to LBC for having me here tonight also. And well, my music story started when I was little. I was 4 years old, and I started with piano lessons, and I started to write my own songs when I was growing up. And then when I was 12 or 14 years, I started to learn to play the guitar, and I was influenced by Latin music because I grew up in Mexico, and we hear all these different genres of Latin America and Mexican regional music, but also my parents were lovers of Spanish music or English music and the Beatles, reggae. I don't know. This I just have all this mixture of background behind, and I just uh, love music, and I knew I wanted to do this my whole life. And well, when I grew up and I was at the university, because I wanted to study music as a career, but and the typical story that my parents said, okay, first study something else, and then you can do whatever you want, right? So I was participating in this show that they were holding at the university, where we were playing different styles of music, and there is where I was exploring what I really liked, and I started to compose my first songs. And then, well, I studied marketing and I finished university, and then I was working for the next 7 years in marketing. And one moment I felt that I wasn't doing music that much anymore, and I was feeling bad about it. And I said, okay, I need to do something about it. That is where I I saw this master in music production in Berkeley College of Music in Valencia, and my heart just started beating fast when I saw it, and then I was thinking, okay, this is what I should be doing, and what I want to do my whole life, because I have been 2 years before that. I started exploring music production, and I took some courses and started using Ableton, and I just fell in love with music production because I could really explore all the ideas that I have in my head and put them together in a musical creation. So I applied and I said, okay, I don't lose anything. I just want to try it and let's see what happens. So everything came together, and I left everything. I sold my stuff, I sold my car, and I said, adios, mama, adios, papa. Then they're watching here, so say hello to them too. And I just left and moved to Valencia to study the master in music production, technology, and innovation. And my life changed since then, because I've been experimenting music all the way, and all this world of music technology, and how you can manipulate music in these new instruments and computers. It's amazing. I just can't believe how the world is changing and allows you to do so many things and so many possibilities. And so that's how I started with Monar, with my individual project, because in Mexico I was part of different musical projects and bands, but Monar was really well, just finding my essence, my true being. And Monar means my art in French, which is mon art, and that's what described me, because I really wanted to dig deep inside to see what was there. And this exploration started using the guitar. Sometimes I started to learn the ukulele, and I met some controllers like the Ableton Push and the world of synthesizer and of this electronic music. So I started traveling in all these options, and that's how I've been releasing my music from 1 year ago, and sharing it. That's basically a short part of my story.
Wow, that's amazing. And yeah, that's the point where I met you. And I was Monar's teacher. So when I met her, I just was really, really impressed with how many instruments that she already played and what she wanted to do as well, which was evolve her set further and further. And so, wow, I mean, I'd love to just dig in a little bit about some of the unique things of your setup and things like that. But I think maybe to give them some context about the other part of you, I would love for you to talk a little bit about where your passion from the environment comes from, because you've always been, as an artist, so much focused on that, and it's been in the forefront of everything you do. And there's some neat things like events and controllers even. So maybe just where did that come from?
Yes, of course. Well, everything started really when I was here living in Valencia. That is a city with a beach, with the ocean nearby, which I feel really lucky to have to have it close. So I was about a year ago walking down the beach, and I just saw it so full of trash and plastic here and there, and I just got really mad, and I felt this sensation that I wanted to do something, and I was feeling really touched by this, and I started to research about the problem, because I have heard of the problem before, of the environmental issue that we are running through, but really seeing it in my own place with my own eyes, it was really touching, to every day seeing plastic coming out of the ocean, and the ocean speaking to us like, hey, help us and do something. So I decided to start an environmental club, and we started to do some beach cleanups down the beach, and some workshops online, and then I put together a music festival where it was one part of a beach cleanup, and then a concert, and some green markets and recycling workshop where kids were coming with their plastic that they just picked up from the beach to transform it in some machines that make it turn it into pieces, and then with some heat and mouse they turn it into shapes, which I'm gonna talk more about because I have it here.
Yeah, let's check out that video actually. What do you say?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Wake every morning with the wave of change. I try to figure out what the best way I should take. But it feels like this is like a never ending story. And I try to keep right, but everywhere around is falling. Can I really make a change? Wake up, wave, sky is waiting. It shouldn't take so long to go back to where we used to be. 'Cause we all belong to a better world. Time is worth to share ourselves as I sing. There's gotta be more than this. There's gotta be more than this. Boom, 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 siente el movimiento. Come on, este es el momento. Wave and feel, move around, believe it. Look around, the earth nos necesita. Mira por aquí, mira por allá. That little scream won't save your ass. We know it, we keep going. Robotic, hypnotic, chaotic, killing biotics. Please just stop this mess. Wake up, wave, sky's waiting. It shouldn't take so long to go back to where we used to be. 'Cause we all belong to a better world. Time is worth.
Cool. Yeah, so that's an amazing thing. And as well, you did some really cool plastic art too that I would love for you to talk about, and maybe some more, whatever you want to say about it next.
Yes, of course. Well, so this festival happened, and after the festival finished, everything was like, yes, we had so much fun with the music and cleaning up the beach. And 10 minutes after, I was found at my place with like 10 bags full of trash. So I was like, okay, what am I gonna do now with this? So I gotta research how to, separate it with different kinds of plastic. In the beach, I found a lot of microplastic, like the regular plastic that we drink or use already, what's already some time at the ocean, and then just melted down broke down in little pieces, and then the ocean brings it back to us. And the problem is that fishes and marine species eat it, and also birds, and that's killing a lot of our ecosystems. So it's really worrying. So then that is one of the main things you find at the beach, and also lollipop, how do you call it? The sticks, of the...
Yeah.
Okay, those, you find that a lot, and also cigarette leftovers. So then I started separating it, and I asked some friends around to come, and we started making some painting workshop using the microplastics, and also created some art in the sands, took some pictures of it, and transformed it into digital art, which I would like to turn into environmental NFTs further on, so which is the thing you are looking now at the screen. So basically that is what it is.
Wow. Yeah, so cool, all this art and all this way that you've like upcycled it. And I think I really appreciate, as a fellow nerd, maybe talk a little bit. We're going to talk about your whole setup, but maybe talk about the trash pad, because I think that's awesome. And we're going to show the video in a second, but maybe give them a starter on what it is.
Yes, of course. So as part of these beach cleanups and material taken out of the ocean, I started experimenting with sound, because I wanted to somehow put together music and the plastic and the trash, and transform it in what is sustainable creativity, or creative sustainability, let's say. So I came up with these guys in Valencia who have the plastic machines transformation, which they're called Precious Plastic. That is an international movement that they put these machines all around the world, and they give you free the license to produce those machines and transform plastic in your own communities. So I went to visit their workshop, and they helped me with the plastic to turn with the molds to do the, you're gonna see it in the next video. But then experimenting with the sounds, it was kind of hard, because plastic sounds so plastic,
Yes.
it's not very not very friendly to the ears, because it doesn't have like a space to move around the waves or do an harmonic sound or whatever. So then I experimented using them just like triggers, and put them together with some effects in the computer, to create to like modulate the pitch and some variables of the sound. And then I see the trash pad as a digital and physical instrument, not just like a plastic trash pad.
Amazing. Well, let's check out. This is in Spanish, so some of you Spanish speakers may see it, but I turned on the English subtitles, so hopefully it works.
Hola, soy Monár y estoy aquí con el equipo de Precious Plastic Valencia. Vamos a hacer un instrumento a base de material reciclado, y también voy a mostrarles lo que ellos hacen. Existen diferentes tipos de plástico, y en Precious Plastic Valencia reciclan los del tipo 2, 4 y 5, que son HDPE, LDPE y PP, provenientes de tapones y envases. Para construir nuestro instrumento desde cero, primero trituramos el plástico previamente limpio.
There we go.
Una vez tenemos el tamaño necesario para su uso, lo introducimos en las máquinas. Mediante la aplicación de calor y presión se funde y se le da forma con los moldes. Y finalmente tenemos el trash pad.
Viví del mar, todas las batallas dominé, y te vi llegar, y de mi cuerpo yo
Nice, nice. I love that so much. So we're really excited to find out
Thank you.
more about how your whole setup works. And again, if you're in the chat on the Discord or on Twitch, wherever you are, please feel free to ask all your nerd questions because that is exactly why we're here. So maybe let's start by you showing us your a little bit about your hardware setup and all the things that are and how they're connected on the outside.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so generally I adapt my set depending on where I'm gonna play because I have some acoustic songs that go just with my voice and the guitar. So I do some live looping sometimes to do some harmonies in top. But and sometimes I go to a more like night setup where I do this electronic with more of a party feeling. So it really depends much on where I'm gonna play. But I always use Ableton as my brain of the live performance. So I use the push 2 for my studio. For some live sets, I use it when I perform live, but not every time because I found that when you play in the daylight, the lights are not very visible, so I had to adapt it.
That is such a common problem. People don't even think about that, but it's true. You can have all the fancy lights, and if it's bright outside, forget it. Like,
Yeah, one I was like, yes, I'm ready, and oh my god, I cannot see anything, and I was gonna do everything like on the pad. So from that day on, it was like, okay, I just change it, and that's how you adapt your set. Just messing up one live set and it's adapting and just make it perfect just every time and every time working on it. So okay, now I adapted this set specifically for the trash pad because I just kind of redesigned it and I added some more microplastics and I used some effects to modulate the sound that is coming in or out. So that's what we are gonna focus on first in the trash pad sound. So you just hear it just plastic sounding in, and then you come to my live set. Well, I have one track for the trash pad mic, and it's a very basic setup. But I use the Valhalla Space modulator, which is basically a flanger. Okay, can you see it there? Wait. You go there. Mm-hmm. Okay.
you got Space Mod. That's actually one of my favorite plugins. I love that one.
Yeah, it's really nice, right? It's kind of spacious and okay. So I have an automation of the space modulator in one of my MPK mini. So I just do this, and then I'm just controlling the level the mix of it. So this is without it, and can you hear it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Super nice delay. And it's free,
It's
isn't
a
it?
delay. Yes, exactly. It's a free one, so it gives this like body that I was looking for because the flanger basically doubles the sound and you have the two sound waves and it's push it back a little bit the other one, so it gives more space to it basically. So I play with this, and then after that one, I just have a frequency shifter with a filter, which is an LFO that I have it automated to this knob right here. So put it up and down, and then I have a pitch.
Oh, very
You
cool.
hear, like, so I just I can play with the different textures of the trash pad. For example, these little lollipop sticks that I don't know if they're very visible from there, but okay, so here is the raw material that are the lollipop sticks, and there's
Oh, this is cool.
a bunch.
Yes, show us that.
Yeah. This is my little experiment from the trash. So the lollipop stick, put a bunch of them here pasted and some color, and then I just scratch on it. Then I can control pitch. Or and then these pads, I see them these shapes more like a bombo, like a lower sound, like a kick, for example. And then here, this is filled with microplastic. This is what I mean with microplastic, is the raw material they found straight from the beach. And then I just fill this empty shampoo with them. And then if I do this.
Oh, it's like a rain stick.
Yeah, exactly. And then if we want to control the pitch. So they're basically how the instrument works, like just a mix of the physical thing and these two effects, and that's how I play around the sets. And other than that, I just have my tracks loaded, each in one different track, because I mixed the level of them. And I have a basic reverb as an insert for my vocal. I just also
Just the normal
Valhalla.
reverb that comes with Ableton, or a different one?
No, I use the Valhalla Supermassive, but in the
Yes.
yeah,
They're talking
yeah,
about that in the
that's-
chat, that it's also great, and it's also free for anybody looking for really good plugins.
Yeah.
Valhalla has so many, and the ones that cost money are cheap too. They're not even that expensive.
Yeah, exactly. They're great, and well, it's cool to experiment around with them, because even with the presets you can already start playing, and then you can start tweaking around and everything. But that's basically what I have, and also have a grand piano, which is the Ableton one, because I found out that if I was using more and more and more plugins in the live sets, more probability that it will crash or stop, or something will kind of mess up. So whenever I'm gonna play live, if I can use more on the Ableton Raw plugins, it's better most of the time. So yes, I have my piano here, and in the master, okay, yes, I also have a delay as an insert. In the master, well, I always put this EQ to reduce the noises. Today it's very windy here, and so okay, we can just control it a little bit on the low. And a limiter. So as I said, for this it's a very basic set, just focusing entirely in the trash pad.
Very, very cool. I'm really stoked to see it. So you're going to mostly play the trash pad and then deal with the Ableton effects and stuff like that, and in a normal set. So I find it really interesting that you adapt your set to different things. So I've seen you play acoustic sets with basically just the guitar, but sometimes you bring like the looper, and so this set is a little bit more like maybe what you would do for a DJ or an electronic type of thing, right?
Yes, exactly. With songs that are more electronic, and when I use the guitar, I use the looper that I use. I'm gonna bring it here. I use this guy right here. It's was RC505, which is when I use acoustic, I just record the layers of my guitars here, or the ukulele, or some vocals on top of it, and I start creating layers of it. So yes, I love it for the acoustic sets. And yes, sometimes I take also key station and audio controller with 60 keys, 61 keys, if I am gonna do the acoustic using the piano for a more romantic atmosphere. So yes, and the push here, I'm just using it for launching the tracks basically.
Right, right. Just as a controller to get like the clips and the different channels. There's some really cool stuff going in the chat. I'm just going to read for a second. Disketo, it said that maybe some like surface mics could be connected to the pads in your trash pad and communicate MIDI through Arduino to play different sounds. So piezoelectric like contact mics, Max for Live device could be done. And then Nathaniel said another thing that you could add could be a bottle with like a balloon, and you could maybe alter the air current in and out of the bottle or the seal or blow on it. There's so many wild ideas today.
That's so cool. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love them. Do you want to drop me a message also on Instagram? We can do stuff together and let's create more instruments.
Absolutely. Well, let's check out this set that you've prepared for us. What's anything to tell us about the songs or the inspiration or what you're gonna do as well?
Yes, sure. Well, I'm gonna play four songs of the single that I've released. Well, actually, the last song that I'm gonna play is coming out next Friday, like exactly in a week from tomorrow. So it's gonna be a premiere kind of thing. So yes, just tell me if you like it, what you think, and well, just jump into it.
Amazing. All right, let us check out this set. And thanks everybody for joining us in the chat. So happy to have you. This is Monár.
Yay!
Yo viví del mar todas las batallas, dominé y debí llegar, y de mi cuerpo yo salí. What I hear, what I hear, what I hear, what I hear. Debí llegar, y de mi cuerpo yo salí a bailar contigo esta noche de suspiros, a bailar contigo esta noche de suspiros. What I hate, oh, I hate, what I hate, what I hate, oh, I hate, what I hate, Waited all the night to get your love. People all around won't let me go. And I cry, heading to another atmosphere. Every step behind, I lose control. Everybody dance, but I'm alone. And I cry, heading to another atmosphere. Atmos, hey, 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 Atmos, 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 Y aquí estoy sola en silencio, escuchando el laberinto de mi voz interior. Me llama y me lleva a lugares recónditos y veo las luces de la ciudad entrar, 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 entrar. Y este viaje es en silencio, un encuentro con el tiempo, buscando qué hay en mis adentros. ¿Qué hay, qué hay, qué hay, qué hay en mí? ¿Qué hay, qué hay, qué hay, qué hay en mí? Y aquí estoy sola en silencio, y aquí estoy sola en silencio. Lo prohibido quiere estar contigo. 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 Prohibido quiere estar contigo. Lo prohibido quiere estar contigo. Lo prohibido quiere estar contigo. Lo prohibido quiere estar contigo. Quiero estar contigo. Prohibido quiere estar contigo. Lo prohibido quiere estar contigo. Prohibido quiere estar contigo. Quiero estar contigo. That's it.
Woo! Oh my gosh. Yes. That was so amazing. The chat is loving it. People out there, I'm so grateful that you all tuned in to see that. That's so inspiring. It's so many things I care about all in one set. So, yeah, if anyone in the chat has any questions or anything to say, we are here. We are listening. We're basically here. Monár is also working on the team at ILBC as well. So we are going to be producing, again, for anyone who just tuned in, a competition. That is the start of it. If you remember the DMCs, you'll kind of get what we're going for. Basically timed challenges, exciting competition, that kind of thing, but also education, tech, geekery, exploration, all kinds of stuff. So amazing. It's pretty chill tonight. This is our very first test stream, and I want to give another shout out to Video Ninja and Steve, the developer, for making this awesome tech, which allows us to just pull high quality audio and video between each other, which I think is just such a cool thing because I am so sick of Zoom and all that stuff. And this is so much better. I could hear all your panning. I could hear like the reverbs, and it was so much detail and so much more than I'm used to getting from streaming audio. So bravo. I think this is a really cool tool for musicians to kind of just talk and jam and just, it's basically like we're in the same place, which is incredible. So do you have any shows coming up or releases or anything you want to tell people about?
Yes, thank you. First of all, thank you for having me here, Alicia, and such an inspiration always, you and Matt, and so happy to be part of this. This is been so much fun. Yes, I would like to share that next Friday I have my last release of the year is Lo Prohibido, which is the last song. It's kind of a cumbia dancey reggaeton electronic mix kind of thing. So yeah, that is the next thing coming on, and I don't have more shows this year. Actually, this is my last performance of the year, which I am very happy to have it here. So thank you, really, thank you so much.
Amazing. And what are your plans for the next year going forward? I mean, there's going to be more Wake and Waves. Can we look forward to that?
Yes, of course. We are really starting to plan the March or April festival, which is the second edition of the festival. We're also being part of this really cool project, which is for setting up a carbon neutral barrio, which is a city in which Valencia is going to be one of the 20 cities in Europe for testing carbon neutral cities. So we are very happy that we're going to be part of taking care of the events and taking music for transmitting the message of environmental problems and needs and getting people involved on taking action, because this is a problem that just one person cannot address. So we need a community, and if a community can address, I think first if the person, then the family, then the city, and then the global scale. So well, we will be talking about more in the Wake and Wave socials if you want to keep up with us.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, and what is there's a Wake and Wave website, isn't there?
Yes, right. It's wakeandwave.live.
All right, let's see if I can pull that up in here for a second. So this is the website where you can find out more information on Wake and Wave, and a lot of the other cool things will be through our social medias, ILBC TV. Soy Monár to check out Monica's stuff. And we are both talking to you from Valencia, Spain. It is just about 10 p.m. Central European time. Shouts out to my friends from North America and elsewhere in the world who have joined us tonight. It means a lot to us that you came to our first stream. And please subscribe to the Twitch for more. We are going to be doing more streams. Matt Black will be doing a stream discussing electronic music and instrumentation, so you don't want to miss that. We're going to be doing some more setup explorations with other artists. And we also have a spotlight on a new augmented reality MIDI controller that runs through your phone called Controlla XYZ. So yes, thank you so much, Monár, for sharing your music and everything and being part of the very first test episode. Thank you everyone in the chat. Shouts out to Xavi, Reset, Disketo, Nathaniel Wyvern, Evelyn Seeker, and pretty much everybody who's just been hanging out, just being super awesome. And we cannot wait for your next release. So good night from ILBC.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody again. Thank you.
Thank you and good night.